Welcome back to Man Down Sports. As you can see from the thumbnail, I want to talk about Wembanyama, the Spurs, the OKC Thunder, Western Conference Finals, all of the above, NBA. Not going to get too much into a finals preview because we don't know who's going to win Game 6 or Game 7. So I'll hold off on that. But I do want to discuss Wembanyama. I think it's a lot that a lot to be discussed about everything that's going around this OKC and Spurs series. Is a lot to be discussed. I think Wemby is a very interesting person and NBA athlete. He's said a lot of things in the media. He's done a lot of things on the court and off the court. A lot of stuff is controversial around him. I want to point some stuff out, y'all. And I guess we got a bounty gate on our hands when it comes to San Antonio Spurs and Wembanyama, man. I don't think nobody's making a big deal out of it, but there's a lot of talk about it because it was so obvious. It was so obvious what Wembanyama did, in crunch time, not crunch time, but in garbage time, when the game was already decided, fourth quarter, less than 2 minutes left. San Antonio cleared their bench. Here comes Mason Plumlee, a Duke alum. Here comes Bismack Biyombe. He comes off the bench. And while they're passing by Wemby, I don't know if y'all seen this, but Wemby, grabbed one of them. He grabbed Plumlee first, whispered in his ear, and then grabbed Bismack, whispered in his ear, and then immediately after that, like I said, it was less than 2 minutes left. So to get 2 shots off on Jared McCain within that time frame was very interesting. Knowing and the 2 guys who took the shots on him, I think Mason Plumlee's shot was a whole lot worse than what Bismack. At least Bismack made a play on the ball, but he made sure that he put his body into him, which would you play to the end. You play to the end, the end of the buzzer, I guess. Sometimes players get out there and want to show their coach that you can count on me. We're dedicated. So they might get some tick next game. So who knows what the motivation was? If it wasn't the whisper in his ear, who knows what the motivation was for Bismack? Because, like I said, he did make a play on the ball. But when it comes to Plumlee, it was clear and obvious and avoidable contact that was made with Jared McCain, and you could see it was deliberate, where he actually leaned in and then gave him a wind-up elbow in his back while he leaned in on his back. And this is him with his back turned, not even seeing it. We seen Jokic, in retaliation to what the Morris twin did to him during the game, and he was walking off. It might have been halftime. He was walking off with his back turned, and Jokic ran up on him and did the same elbow in his back, which caused the whiplash effect. And the Morris twin was out. I don't know if it was Markieff or I can't remember both of them names. I don't know which one it was, but he was out for the season. Well, he was out for most of the season with that back injury. He really messed his neck up. Like, that's your spine. Like, that's of course, I think the Morris twin hard fouled Jokic a little bit, but when you can see a hard foul coming, you got a little bit of time to brace for shock. Even in football, they don't let you hit defenseless receivers, right? You can't block in the back, and when the receiver is defensive, they don't let you wind up and load, throw a load on them. So in football, they don't even let you do that. And Jokic came running full speed at a person walking away that didn't even see it coming, and then boom, hit in the back as hard as he can, and that's how you get whiplash. When your neck jerking like that, that's not a good thing. And then, like I said, it's contact to your back, to your spine. That could be very dangerous. That could end very bad. So I didn't like it when Jokic did it, and because it was Jokic, and because Jokic was retaliating, I think they took it a little easy on him. I do think Jokic got suspended one game. I think. I had to double check. I don't know. But I think Jokic did get suspended that one game. but everyone understood it. Like when you remember everyone talking about this situation in the media, everyone understood it. Everybody was on Jokic's side. Like, oh man, like he like, almost like, oh, he had no choice. You know, but like they even excused the fact that his brothers was ready to come out and fight. Like no one had a problem with it because it was Jokic. Well, we got so much respect for people based on their status, and I don't like that because people are not keeping it real and not following their own rules based on people's status and people importance to the league or whatever. I just don't think that's a good thing. So I say all that to say this. This is the same thing Wemby said did. This is the same thing. Like this is him telling Plumlee to go out there and take a guy out with 2 minutes left in the game, a guy that just scored 20 on them, who's very important in a lot of these games, except for probably game 4, where he didn't score, where he couldn't hit a 3-point shot. It was almost like, hey, look, man, either retaliate, take some anger, I don't know, take somebody out. Like, I don't know any other motivation for a game that's already decided why you would tell a bench player to hard foul or to cheap shot a player that's a starter for the OKC Thunder, other than we trying to gain some type of edge or advantage by hurting him, right? That's the worst case scenario. I want one of those guys that's important to the team hurt so they can't be a big factor in next game. That's one reason, and that's the worst case scenario. Best case scenario, he's saying we want to send a message that we're tough too. Maybe that's what he was trying to do, but you do that while the game is still. First of all, you do that personally, or somebody that's a starter do that. Like when the game was in motion and y'all was playing and competing, that's when you send that message. Like that's when you send that message. You don't send that message when the game is decided by ordering one of your bench players to do it for you. You know what I mean? That's not how you do that. That's not how you send that message, right? Definitely not how you do it. So how did we get here? You know, because I want to kind of like walk this back. Let me get to some of these comments really quick first, though. Rhett Smith, what's up, man? I love you not calling the NBA's new golden boy. Well, I try not to coddle anybody. There's more sportsmanship in employing the use of an enforcer than there is in throwing yourself on the court with no contact, no question. That's interesting because I don't see a lot of people throwing themselves on the court without contact. I see fouls happening, and I see people reacting to fouls. I also see people shooting jump shots and leg kicking, and the one that was in game 4 for SGA that they called on Fox, yeah, that was a bad one, but that was a leg kick that most jump shooters do when the defender is really tight. But what Fox did is, he moved out of the way to avoid the leg kick looking like his body was tangled up in it. So good for Fox to get out of the way. It looks bad for SGA because he leg kicked and there was nobody there to connect to, right? So he did his jump shot. Fox was too close. He leg kicked. Fox moved out of the way and missed the leg and missed the foot. And the referees didn't have a good angle to see that there was no contact. And I think he blew the whistle a little bit too early. He thought he was going to see contact and there was no contact there. So, oh, shoot, we can't take it back now. So, yeah, that was a bad play 100%, right? That was a bad play. But the leg kick has been out there for, forever. All the way back to Reggie Miller. People used to complain about Reggie Miller's leg kick, but play better defense. It's coming. He said he told me Wemby needs to get bigger. We go discuss that. We go discuss that. So, and definitely hit the like button. Definitely hit the like button for sure. So, I did want to point out some things about the McCain touch up, right, from Wemby Well, not even Wemby. Well, Wemby ordered it, but the touch up from Mason Plumlee and Bismack, mostly Plumlee. McCain was interviewed after the game and asked about that touch up, and he was like, "I was shocked by it." And he said he asked him why they were shooting the free throws. Like, dude, why did you do that? And his answer was, "Oh, I got another one for you too. Like, like you go get it again." And he was like, and McCain was laughing it off. I don't know if that's his really subtle way of getting that information out to the public so people can know it and deal with it. I mean, I just seen that Plumlee's foul was upgraded to a flagrant after it was reviewed after the game. So I don't know if that was strategic by McCain to put that information out there, but he put that information out there with a smile, like he was oblivious to the fact that someone was trying to hurt you just now. Right. So listen how he had this discussion about it.
Yeah, that was crazy. I didn't expect it. Obviously, we were at the free throw line too, and I was like, "Why'd you do that, man?" I'm just asking him a question, and he was like, "I got another one for you too." I'm like, "All right, man, let me to the corner real quick. Let's finish this game out." But it's all in competition, so gotta respect it. But definitely wasn't aware that my team told me after, like, just get to the corner at the end of the game. Like,
hey, put it one in the chat if y'all heard that, because I just had to do an update on my gear, so I want to make sure it didn't change none of my settings and y'all didn't actually hear that. Put a one in the chat if y'all heard that. X-Man said OKC finally did what I asked them to do in game 5. They need to lean into it more in the next game and make sure that they win. All right, so y'all heard that. Okay. All right, so that was McCain talking about what happened. And he said that it was either Plumlee or Bismack. I can't remember which one said that. Hey, I'm gonna do it again. I you know what I mean? I got another one coming for you. And I'm like, man, so it was clear. There's no doubt that Wemby told both of them to touch someone up. I don't know if he specifically said McCain, but he said go in there and touch somebody up. Why? I don't know. Like, give me your best answer to why you think Wemby wanted to do that. Like, somebody give me an answer in the comment section. I might read it, but I want to know why Wemby thought that was important to do that. Like, I really want to know why. My best guess is that he's just frustrated and I really hope he wasn't trying to hurt somebody so they not in the series. Like, I really hope that's not it. But it's kind of weird when you see that clip of in game 1 when Jalen Williams was in position for a rebound, and it was Castle coming with a he was jogging. I wouldn't say he was running full speed, and it was a clear rebound that was coming Jalen Williams' way, and Castle came in and gave him a full two-handed push in his back, and he flew all the way into the back of the goal and got stopped by the padding on the goal. But that's the play he injured he re-injured his ham on. And I thought that was crazy. Like, I'm like, man, this is unreal. Just to have them complain in the media about these fouls that they claim that they don't get, the OKC don't get called for fouls and they play so rough and they don't let us play. And when you watch it and if you watch it with any type of objectivity, and just, you don't have an agenda and you're not rooting for one side over the other and you don't hate one side and you just really look at it and you can see that it's a lot of physicality going back and forth on both sides, so that's for sure. But listen to how after this game 5 loss, Castle, the one who's probably playing the most physical out of anybody in the whole series, probably Castle, and then I will probably say for the last 3 games Hartenstein, and then after that it's probably a couple of more Spurs players, whoever's guarding SGA, because the physicality on SGA is allowed, which is something we're gonna get to later in this conversation, because I think it's funny that there's a different, it's almost like SGA is getting and not just SGA, Wemby as well. It's almost like Wemby and SGA is getting a different whistle than everyone else. So it's like they're saying, and I seen it happen with Kevin Durant a lot. The Boston series that he got swept in when he was in Brooklyn. The series where he lost in 7 to Milwaukee when PJ Tucker was guarding him. And in any series after that, like physicality on Kevin Durant in the playoffs is allowed to the max. And it's almost like they're saying, you're so good, we're going to allow this because we know you still go get 25 and 30, even with that physicality. And this is going to make it a better matchup if you just not getting free range and freedom of movement, right? We're going to allow it. So for Wemby and SGA, whoever is guarding them is getting away with a lot of physicality. But then everyone else on the, which is why when SGA goes sit down, OKC is able to go on these runs because the defense that San Antonio has set up does two things. One, it's set up to stop SGA, right? And how it's set up to stop him is that they're playing boxes and elbows. That's what they call it. If SGA is at the top of the key, whoever's guarding SGA is guarding him with maximum physicality. So even if you do get past that guy, we got two guys standing at the elbow and two guys behind them at the boxes, which is the reason why they're getting so many shooters open, because their goal is, SGA, you can't come down here and get any mid-range or any layups. You can only shoot over the top of us from the 3 or force something down here and get down here, which we're going to try to turn you over because we're playing with maximum physicality. So that's the first thing, the way they're setting up boxes and elbows, point of attack defender on SGA, right? You got to get the ball up or come down here and risk turning it over or risk taking a bad shot. That's pretty much what they've been doing since the Lakers series. Lakers did it. Now San Antonio's doing it. If the Thunder get past San Antonio, I'm pretty sure when they get to New York, Mike Brown's going to do something very similar, right? So that's the number one thing they're doing. Number two thing they're doing is they need facilitation from the referees. That's the second part of their defense. We have to be able to hold SGA when he doesn't have the ball and pull and grab, maximum physicality. And then when he gets the ball, we still need to be able to have maximum physicality when we can push when he tries to blow by us. So if you look at it, all the, like Vassell and Castle do it very well when they're guarding SGA. On SGA's initial move, they'll move their feet a little bit, but for the most part, it's two hands somewhere on his side or his hip to like push. So if I'm trying to blow by you on a straight line, you're able to push me on the side, which makes me that it takes me off my path for a split second, which makes it easy for you to now catch back up and cut me off. Like, you never blow by me, because when you try to, when you're close to me, I get to push you to the right. Like if you're trying to go north or south, you're trying to go north toward the rim, but I'm pushing you west or east. Like when you're trying to go north, I'll get to push you west and then cut you off when you try to come north again. Right? It's just the initial push. You got to watch it. As soon as they take off, initial push, now I'm back in front of you and I put my hands up like I ain't did nothing. Right? And most of the times when they do that initial push and then they're riding him with his body, now I'm off balance. And pretty much anything, if my foot hits yours or anything, I'm off balance. A lot of times I can't, I'm subject to fall. But by that time, the defender's hand is up like, I'm not doing that, but you did the initial push. And they're allowing that initial push and saying, SGA, you got to figure out how to beat that. And that's what he's doing. But when he falls, they get mad because they're like, oh my God, he's falling. He's getting fouls when he falls. So they want SGA not to get fouls because they want SGA to lose. We'll get to that part though. But back to Wemby. Why I say he's childish and immature. First of all, he's only 22. Right? A lot of the stuff he's been doing and saying didn't seem like red flags and didn't seem like a big deal. I mean, we thought it was cool. Like, he missed half his season last year, or even more than half his season. I think last year was the year that he had the clot, and they pulled him out, and he missed most of that season, right? And then once, we seen him go shave his head bald during the summer. We seen him go work with monks. Now, mind you, we never really thought about why the cameras was there, right? Think about this. You go and work with Shaolin monks. You got a bald head. We see you working with Kevin Garnett. Well, we just got the story on that. Kevin Garnett said there wasn't something that was set up. He said they just ended up being in the same place, working out, and then they had a conversation. But cameras captured that as well. Cameras captured the monk stuff. He worked with Hakeem, but that's cool. People bring cameras in there, but pretty much it was like we like what we seeing from Wemby. He's a serious young guy. He's serious about playing ball. He's serious about getting better. He's serious about winning and all that stuff. He's serious about defense. We love Wemby. But we got to admit that Wemby is feeding the media with little breadcrumbs of things that they can use. And, it was cool at first, but now it's getting a little bit out of hand. It's kind of like when Jason Tatum, when they won the finals, and he kept taking these pictures exactly like Kobe. Like it was like 4 or 5 Kobe moments that he copied and duplicated. That probably really meant something to him. Like he really liked Kobe like that, right? So it meant something to him to relive those moments. But if it really meant something to you, I don't understand why the media had to get hold of it. Like you could have just done that personally for yourself. So everybody was kind of taken aback by it and thought it was corny. It was like, you ain't Kobe, you trying to be like Kobe. But, he offered that up to the media because, like, basketball is an entertainment business, and, storylines is big, especially for journalists and some fans. Like, feed us the storylines and let us run with it. Like, this is something that we can talk about. They didn't want to touch that Kobe stuff. Oh, that's corny, man. You trying to take pictures like Kobe? It was like one of those things, right? Well, Wemby he keeps offering us this stuff, right? And then after he offer us the storyline, we see him try to act it out as a character to add on to it, or to I don't know, make it come to life. You know what I mean? Like say for instance, this thing with Chet Holmgren, this thing that I hate Chet. All right, so when we first heard that story and they showed the video of them playing in the Junior Olympics and USA beating Paris and France. I'm sorry, not Paris, beating France, and Wemby being very distraught and very sad and all that stuff. And ever since then, I guess the story is ever since then he hated Chet. Right, so we thought it was cool early this season when he played Chet and he was like screaming and dunking, and you're like, we was like, why is he acting like that toward Chet? And then that's when the story came out about the Junior Olympics. Oh, he don't like Chet. We thought that was funny and cool. So every time they played, we watching, man, how this Chet Wemby thing going, and he's playing into it, and it got to the point where he would get interviewed and they would ask him questions about it, and he would laugh every time Chet's name was mentioned, very disrespectfully. Like if you don't like somebody, I mean, so he playing into it in the media, and he's never said Chet's name. Like he don't even respect Chet enough to say his name. So he don't say Chet's name. He just laugh every time he hear him. When they ask him about the defensive player of the year runner up, he just laugh like some people think it's cute. Oh, I love it. I love it. He's bringing hate back in the game, and he's bringing rivalry back in the game. Yeah, but those things should be done naturally though. Like the Pistons and Jordan naturally didn't like each other because they competed against each other so hard. It just turned like that. It turned into a rivalry. We want to see that so much, so bad that we asking people, is your thing a rivalry with Chet Holmgren? Do you think the Thunder Spurs is a rivalry? Like we want the next rivalry so bad that we're manufacturing the rivalries. We're asking players, can you please give us a rivalry? And we're celebrating players that are giving us rivalries, and it ain't even authentic. Like it's not even authentic. Like who? Like I'm starting to be very annoyed with this Wemby versus Chet thing. It's very annoying because Wemby keep trying to play into it during live games. Like last game when Chet scored 4 baskets in the first quarter and the Spurs called the timeout, Wemby beelining over so he can bump into Chet's shoulder and make a face like he's so distraught. That's a breadcrumb he's trying to drop so the media can pick up on it. Like, did you see that? Did you see Wemby bump Chet? Let's talk about this for 3 days into the next game. Like that, like he gave us that, and Jalen Williams looking at him like, you know what? Don't worry about it. We about to beat y'all. You know what I mean? Like, you know, if you mad, like everything he do, it's May said this on one of his CDs. He said the difference between me and you is when I do what I do like I'm doing it for TV, and that's what Wemby is doing. He's doing what he do like he's doing it for TV. SGA and the Thunder is doing what they do like they want to win a championship. Wemby probably wants to win a championship, but he wants to win a championship for TV. He wants to act like this character that hates Chet for TV. He think it's cute. It's so many people in the media who said, I love it, that he's playing into it. He listens to the media. He listens to Twitter. He watches all that stuff, and he's feeding it. He's giving Twitter and the media everything they need for his storyline and for his character that he's playing out. That's what he's doing, and it's not authentic or cool at all. Like it's costing you this series. It really is, right? So and then they got the nerve to complain about officiating.
You know, trying to play through it. You know, it's tough. I just think with the way they guard, how physical they are, we don't get that same luxury to be able to play as physical on the other end at times, but. Offensively, I think we do a good job of screening and playing through it. So I think we create a lot of advantages, but I think we just missed a lot of open shots tonight. You know?
Yeah, I mean, you out of all people, Castle can't be the one complaining about officiating. Like, you know, you just can't, dog. Not the stuff that you're getting away with. Like, it's like you're a good defender and I like what you're doing and you're physical and all that stuff, but come on, dog. Like, you really are fouling. Like, please stop acting like it's just the Thunder that's like they're letting y'all get away with it as well. Right. And the crazy thing about it is game number 1, both teams got away with a lot of physicality, but people complain so much. The fans complain so much on Twitter, and the Spurs was buying into it, complaining so much on social media that, all right, the NBA was like, man, this is getting bad. This is catching a lot of attention. Maybe we need to tone it down a little bit. And then they went and started calling it a little loose or calling it a little tighter. And you complaining about that now. I'm like, golly, what y'all like? The bottom line is they want the refs. The refs is part of their game plan. Like, we're going to play as physical as possible, and we need the refs to let us do it. Don't call nothing on us. That's what they want. And when they don't get that, they get pissed off and then act like, you know, oh man, we the only ones that getting called for fouls. I'm like, that. Come on, that's just like so babyish, man. Like as bad as the Detroit Pistons did Michael Jordan, and they say Michael Jordan went to Isaiah say Michael Jordan went to the league office after the season was over. At least he waited after the season was over. If that was the case, at least he went to the. I'm gonna play through this whole series. When I come to this press interview or this post game interview, I'm not gonna mention it. I don't know if there's a lot of sound bites of Michael Jordan out there complaining about the officiating. Now I don't know. Back in the 90s and 80s, that was something only the coach did. The coach would go and complain about it. The coach would go to the newspapers and complain about it during the series. That's about it. The fact that we got players and then announcers during the game and then all the social media and then all the fan base and all the podcasts, and we got all of this complaining during the series, posting every missed call. I want to ask y'all, do y'all really think missed calls just started happening when OKC Thunder got good? Or do you think this is something that's been going on in the NBA forever? Referees miss calls. Referees also get game plans on how they're going to officiate games prior to the game. It changes whether they go call it loose or they go call it tight. They watch film as well. Hey, we missed this. This guy's been holding him the entire series. Look out for that next game. Now they can see stuff. You get what I'm saying? Like, they watching film too. They see that y'all pulling their jerseys. Keldon Johnson pulling Chet's jersey in the post and get shocked when he get called for the foul. Like, he really had one arm tangled up in his elbow, other arm on his back, and like turned him and twisted him and pulled him to try to make, try to make him fall backwards, I guess, because he was backing him in the post. And was shocked that they called it. The reason why he was shocked that they called it is because they let him get away with it the entire game 4. And now they're shocked like, man, just last game, it was all good just a game ago. Y'all let us do this last game. I'm shocked. Right? So all the things Wemby has been doing this season started with the summer. He giving us I'm working with a Shalon Monk and Kevin Garnett and Hakeem, and I'm working on this. Oh man, we was excited. Wemby coming back, we love it. We can't wait for Wemby to take over the league. Then it got to the part where he started playing really good basketball, and San Antonio started moving up, and they got to the point where they was like number 3, number 2 in the West, and then people just started all of a sudden like, oh shoot. Do Wemby got a shot at MVP? This is after the All-Star break, mind you. Does Wemby have a shot at MVP? So they asked him in the post game. And he really campaigned for himself for MVP. Yeah, I should be the MVP because defense is 50% of the game. I was hyped when he said that because I agree 100%. Defense is part of the game, 50% of the game. And 50% of the game should not be ignored for any award, more or less the most valuable player award, which is the most prestigious award that you can get for the regular season. Defense should not be ignored. I agree 100%, but there are other factors as well. And when those factors play out, Wemby was not the number 1 candidate for my ballot if I had one. It still would have been SGA. I think Wemby probably would have been number 3. I think number 2 for me probably would have been Cade Cunningham, maybe. So my ballot would have looked totally different than how the numbers turned out, because I think it turned out being SGA, Jokic, then Wemby. For me, it would have been SGA, Cade, then Wemby, then probably Jokic, then probably Jaylen Brown. That would have been my top 4, right? But yeah, he campaigned himself for MVP. Then they asked him, hey, man, you've been playing pretty good defense, man. You think that you should be a unanimous defensive player of the year? I'd be shocked if I wasn't. Yeah, I should be unanimous. I'm like, dang, okay. I'm still not annoyed yet. I'm like, man, he's doing a lot of talking, man. Okay, cool. So he said you should have got defensive player of the year unanimously, and you should get MVP. Okay, got it. Okay, so you're doing a lot of talking in the media. Got it. But once he started hearing people was applying it, young, immature people, okay, that's what y'all like. I'm going to keep giving y'all that then. Yeah, I'm going to keep giving y'all that. So now he keep trying to feed us everything in the media. Now all of a sudden, OKC plays unethical basketball. Oh, that blew up social media. Oh, unethical. Oh my God. It's great. Unethical. We still say, everybody in the media say unethical basketball now. Everybody's saying it. It turned into a meme, right? He gave us that tad bit. So now you telling us you should be defensive player of the year, and it worked. You got it, but you was gonna get it anyway, and you got it unanimously. So you asked for that. You asked for MVP. You didn't get it. Then you hey, OKC plays unethical, dog. So now everybody running with that. And I'm like, dang, man, I don't think I ever heard a player say that. But people in the media was like, oh, I love it. I love a player to do that. Right? I love that. It's almost like he tried to be 50 Cent when 50 Cent came out and made that song where he was dreams of robbing all the rappers. And he putting Jay-Z name in there and DMX and everybody was like, oh my God. the song wasn't even all that tight, but just the fact that, dog, he said it like we've heard diss tracks in hip hop, Cannabis versus LL. That's one guy versus one guy. We've never heard a guy just come out and diss every rapper that's hot in one song. We've never seen that. Oh man, Dreams of Robbing the R&B dude. Oh my God. It was the biggest. Oh man, this is dope. 50 Cent just sprout up. I mean, he just turned into a superstar overnight. That song just I mean, it skyrocketed. And that's how Wemby is doing it in a league where there's not a lot of that going on. There's not a lot of players coming out here and doing stuff like that, especially not on the superstar level. And the media is just, oh my God, more of that, please. You know, so that's what Wemby gave us, more of that. So now the mean, unethical is one thing. And then we get to the playoffs and you know, he's getting touched up by Minnesota and all that stuff. And then he elbows Nas Reed on purpose. Don't get suspended. And then people go in the media and was like, oh, good for Wemby. We need a tough guy in the league. Good for Wemby. We glad he did that. And I'm glad he didn't get suspended. I'm like, what? So now he was like, oh, shoot. Everybody's praising all this nonsense I'm doing, all this bad, terrible 2-year-old stuff that I'm doing, all the toddler stuff. You know what I mean? I gave the example not too long ago about someone coming over to your house with their terrible 2-year-old and they're just wrecking your house up, man. They playing with all their blocks. They got it all over the place. They eating chocolate on your white couches and wiping their hands on it. They're doing it. They wiping their nose on your freaking wall, snot everywhere. Like they're doing all this crazy shit. And their parents think it's so stinking cute. Oh my God, look at them. Look at Jimmy go. They think they just laugh and they can't even stop from smiling watching him tear your house up, biting their tongue when they say his name. Look at Jimmy. You know, all that just insane. And you looking at it like that shit is, are you serious? If you don't get that little munchkin to sit the fuck down in my dang on house, that's how some people feel that's on the outside looking in when they see all this nonsense that Wemby is doing, and everybody in the media is like, oh, it's so cute. Oh, it's cute, Wemby. Oh my God, Wemby. And everybody else is like, what the hell is he doing? He just elbowed a dude in his neck, dog. Are you serious? No suspension and you cool with that? That's insane to me. So we keep enabling this, the behavior. We enabling. Now we in the Western Conference Finals. And now he's trying to play a character that's mad that SGA got the MVP. And he's just looking at SGA while he get the trophy, just looking at, because he know the media is going to catch this on camera and talk about it. And he's just staring at the trophy and staring at SGA. And he goes out and performs. So kudos to him for going out and performing, getting 40 points and 24 rebounds and 5 blocks and all that crazy. Like he killed the first game like I knew he would, right? So cool. You know what I'm saying? But then he goes a step further, and in the post game, they ask him, hey, man, you played so well, man. Was you motivated by the MVP? A diplomatic answer from someone like Kobe or Michael Jordan. I don't need extra motivation. I'm motivated to win. I don't need extra motivation. And even if that's not true, I don't need no extra motivation, dog. You know what I mean? I was gonna go out there and play anyway, regardless. But in the locker room, everybody know, man, hell nah, dog. I wanted the MVP trophy. I'm gonna show y'all who the real MVP is. And you go out and you perform like he did. But you don't have to come back in the post game and give them the answer to the question, was you motivated by him getting the MVP trophy? Did you want to come out here and show them X, Y, and Z and blah, 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 blah? And your answer, yeah, all of that. All hard, like you just put him out of the playoffs. You won one game 1. Yeah, all of that. Everything you said, all of it. Oh my God, it's so cute. Oh my God, everybody in the media, Chris Broussard, Nick Wright in the media. Oh my God, it's so stinking cute. And just falling all out of that chair at Wemby, just admiring it. Oh my God, it's so cute. And I'm sitting here like, dude, come on, dog. Man, like, study the greats. Like, they said Kobe Bryant used to not only watch Michael Jordan's games just on repeat in his house and study it. They say he used to study Michael Jordan's interviews. Like, learn how to be the face of the league, dog. You can't be the face of the league acting like Draymond Green. Like, he's pushing all the wrong buttons. You're already one of the top 3 players in the league right now, and this can be your league. But you can't start acting like Draymond because some media members told you it was cute. At one point, people thought what Draymond was doing was cute. Like, you just can't. You just can't, dog. Like, you got to be a little bit more tactful than that. Who goes to the podium and say, I wanted their MVP? Nobody has done that, dog. Nobody is really doing it. You let the media member say stuff like that, and then you go play your butt off, and then you let us interpret that the way we want to interpret it as fans and as media. But you don't go out here and help facilitate the nonsense and the discourse that's going on in social media and in the media. Like, you're not supposed to be part of that. Just play ball. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're not supposed to be inserting yourself into the storylines and saying, you know, and giving us the stories to go right and giving us breadcrumbs. You know, you're not supposed to be doing that. So yeah, he says that about that, and then get interviewed again, and he's talking about freaking man, it's so much stuff he's been saying, man. I can't even think of all of it. Hold on, let me get a second. What else he said? What else this man done said, man? Well, he refused to come talk to the media last game. That was trash. I mean, that little prayer circle he did last night, crying in the huddle because they was about to lose. I mean, come on, dog. Like, this junk is insane, dog. This is insane, yo. But I just think it's really childish, and I think he can do better. I'm gonna get to these comments. I'm gonna open the phone lines up. Shout out to Taco Master, man. What's up, man? He said, "Yeep, thanks for being a member." Cameras are all there because the NBA is choosing to make him the face of the NBA. I can't disagree with you on that at all. Brian been gone. You and him just don't know it yet. Super chats. Thank y'all for the super chats, man. Comments. Play better defense and stop being a crybaby. I'm talking about unintentionally making contact because you off balance now and you're not even trying to touch the flailing guy, but you did anyway. Why? I got to spell it out for you. Oh, y'all having a conversation with y'all self. Let me open the phone lines up. And let's see who wants to call in and talk about Wemby being immature. I could be wrong. Maybe he's not. Maybe I'm tripping. But I see a lot of room for growth as a basketball player and as a professional. There's a lot of room for growth for sure. Rich Dog, what's good, brother? Know your boy. What's up, big dog? People mad at Shea because he is the one benefiting from this now. If he was losing, nobody would trip. Agreed. We're going to have that conversation in a second, too. Let me see if I can get some phone calls in here. Cheating teams. They can't play a real game like a man and have to cheat like women and pretend that they're dying out there without even getting touched. That is, to me, disgusting. You know what? Is there anybody on the floor that's not getting touched? That's a question. Is there anybody out there that's playing, especially SGA, that's not getting touched? I don't think that's what you meant. Caller from Texas, what's up?
What's up, man? This is Lil Buzz Sports News, man. You know, that great show tonight, bro. I've been waiting for you, man. It seems like you the only one keeping real through some of this stuff. It was a time when we was coming up, you know that, man. People had to wait till their turn. You can't push people ahead of people who trying to pave their way too. And that's why they call it competition. And what I noticed about this Wemby cat, when he do good, they do good. When they take him out the game, he go sit down, they go on the run. It's not a coincidence how he playing when he in there, and it's not a coincidence how they playing when he not in there. So OKC just taking advantage of that. Like I say, OKC bench is way deeper than people imagine. So when you look at these 76 points, they struggle game 4. But Shea haven't been having a good series. He been getting his from the line. And how they say foul baiting or flopping, which I don't look at as that because a lot of people did that in our era, from Device to Rodman. You know what I mean? And then when you look at this era, it started with the leader. The leader had James Harden doing it for so long. That's why they took it out for the playoffs. Now when you look at this era, they're only doing what they saw what their leaders did. So why people keep crying about it? Just play ball, hustle back on defense, and let the chips fall where they may. I don't like how this dude getting a bad rep for doing it when they got compilations of the role player doing it, 3-4 compilations. They got compilations of James Harden doing it. What about Brunson? He do it. What about Trae Young? He do it. But because he, like, Trae having a bad game. I mean, Shea having a bad game. Salute to the chat, bro. My bad. Salute to the chat. If Shea having a bad game, normally superstars have a bad game, their team don't win. You know that. So if Shea struggling from the field, but he got to get his out the mud from the line, he's still hitting the free throws. It reminds me of the AI when they went against the big 3 Milwaukee Bucks. They put him on the line. He was hitting the shots. You're going to get those calls because you're the superstar. It reminds me of Dwayne Wade when it was down 2-0 against Dallas Mavericks. How many free throws he was averaging? Nobody was saying that about Flash. He was doing the goddamn same thing. I'm just saying, if you gonna call this shit how it goes. Excuse my name, but don't kill this man. We see everybody before him do it and come back down 2-0. And Miami Heat, my team. But come on, bro. D-Wade 18, 20 free throws. Come on, man.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Harden getting 17, 18 free throws. The average 30. If you take those 18 free throws, do we average 38 points a game? Look at his shooting percentage. Look how he look now without those fouls. Look like he done forgot how to play basketball. Only thing I'm saying, bro, if you're going to have a smoke for shit, give it to everybody, bro. Give it to everybody. Don't be hating on the man because he got a teammate. He been struggling. He been shooting poor from the field. But his team been carrying the weight. That's why you got to build your bench up. Draft well.
I say this too, though, Noya, and this is what people seem to forget. And I don't even know if we forget it. I think the people who've been watching the NBA for a long time still understand this, but we got so many new young people to the sport, and I feel bad for young people who is learning basketball by watching the NBA in this era, because you're not really learning a lot. You learning how to cry and whine. Like, I can't count how many Twitter accounts and podcasts has popped up from people that you can listen to and look at and say, I know for a fact you've never shot the basketball. I can tell you've never shot the ball. And you're talking about NBA basketball on your pod, and you are getting clicks because it's real easy. Like, all you got to do is talk about this flopping thing and talk bad about the Thunder and SGA, and you're going to get thousands of clicks on Twitter. It's insane. Like, it's insane how many accounts are just popping up with this Thunder stuff, and they're saying the same stuff, man. It's insane.
Yeah, they don't have nothing to talk about.
Yeah, it's like watching Fox News and then talking to a person that's a Republican, and you hear the same stuff out of their mouth that you heard on Fox News. I'm like, dude, you're just regurgitating shit, right? But anyway, what I was trying to say is, I don't even think it's the bench just carrying SGA.
No, it's just team ball, though. I ain't mean to say it like that, but if you was gonna tell me D-Wade was gonna struggle and they lose without him getting to the free throw line, that'd be something different. But D-Wade got to the free throw line. That's where the bulk of his points came from. I'm a Miami Heat fan.
Yeah.
When you look at the role player, this man got 3-4 flopping compilations right now on YouTube. And he got it the worst to me, but I ain't want to be on his helmet. James Harden. Remember when they took the foul bait when he used to scoop under people? He was averaging 30 points a season, damn near. Now he came to get 20 because they took that away from him. You know what? That's all I'm saying. Like, if we gonna call it, just call it down the middle. And I think they get it. I just watched the video where Tyrese was on there with Pat McAfee, and he said their coach teach them how to do that. Their coach influenced them how to foul bait and do all this stuff. So only thing I'm saying is, why SGA getting the bulk of it? Go watch it. Go watch it. It's all over YouTube now. People starting to expose this stuff.
Yeah,
think they exposing Shane for doing it. Who put it in there? Adam Silver just did a video. He don't think it's bad, but you know that's part of the game now. We working on getting better at it. What you mean you working on it? What happened to if you flop, you get a technical. If you flop,
you know what?
You get $5,000 fines. Have you seen that since they put the order in?
No, it's still in the rule book. They just don't enforce it no more.
So why they mad at him?
No, but so I don't think they should enforce it. I think that's a horrible rule. That's why they're not enforcing. I think it's a bad rule. Like, why you go find somebody for flopping? All you got to do is teach your referees better. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the players are adjust to how the referees are calling the game. It's just what the fans don't realize is that the NBA is a business. They're thinking about the business before they're thinking about the purity of the basketball game. So it's some things that they are calling a certain way that ain't got nothing to do with actually getting it right and having a pure 100% pure sport. Because remember, they're still in bed with Vegas and betting and all this stuff. So, you know, like
talk to me.
The fans got tricked so bad because this is what the referees are doing in a 7 games. Let's say this series goes seven games.
That's what I think they want because it's about the money, like you said.
Well, hold on, but it don't need to go now that they're in bed with Vegas. It don't need to go 7 games to grift out a lot of money. I'm gonna show you how they're doing it right now.
Okay, I'm listening.
All right, so the storylines is very important. You schedule because they can schedule the MVP to be announced whenever they want to. I think they always knew they was going to have this Wemby, Spurs, Thunder, Western Conference Finals. They knew that. The MVP was scheduled to be announced game 1 of the conference finals. The storyline of Wemby should have got it and all that stuff. That was already we already know Wemby gonna be on go mode game 1 once we present SGA with this trophy. So game 1, he comes out, San Antonio comes out and they beat the Thunder. And now everybody was like, oh shoot, the Thunder might not be all that invincible like we thought. So next game 2, I can't remember what it was for Vegas, but I just breezed by that. Thunder win, and everybody was like, oh, maybe the Thunder good. Then game 3 come, they win again, they up 2-1. Now here's where it shifts at. They up 2-1, Thunder comes out, ties it up at 2 in a blowout fashion. So what happened for game 5? Now that we seen, now I know that the Thunder can't beat San Antonio today. They just got blowout. And SGA looked bad and nobody could hit shots. So the money for game 5 was pouring in for the Spurs. There was a.
Do you think that messed up the basketball like with that?
Of course it did. Of course it did. Because that's a new, because before only thing you had to worry about with the officiating in the NBA is maybe the NBA having an agenda on who they wanted to win, and that agenda could be motivated for different reasons. Maybe, having this team would generate more money, or having a 7th game could generate more money for the network. That's all you had to worry about. Now you got to include betting now. So you could be like, all right, it might be beneficial to have this team in the finals for money reasons, but now the NBA ain't got to use that. They can go like, hey, look, man, as long as we can make y'all think this team is the favorite and have everybody bet on this team and then call it another way and the other team win. That's what they did for game 5. Everybody thought San Antonio was going to win. So much money rolled in. And they was like, hey, we called the game for San Antonio in game 4. We about to shift it back to OKC. So now San Antonio can't play physical no more. They getting called for fouls. SGA got 17 free throws. And now San Antonio can't beat them. So you don't know when they go shift the whistle back to San Antonio. They might shift it back to San Antonio for game 6. You get what I'm saying?
I'm thinking. I think they won't see a game 7. Like I said, it's about the money, it's about to generate, trying to build it. If they do it that way, Mel, they could probably reel some of the views in, because what I heard was 9.1 million. Watch that. That was like the highest in almost 20 years. But
Bro.
I'm like, oh, come on, bro.
It's
That's
so many
crazy.
it's so many storylines, and listen.
That's what I don't like. The storyline.
You think that the NBA Twitter, this is not a success for like people are tweeting during the games about every foul and every call that the referees miss or make or whatever. Oh man, look at this flop. Look at this flop. Like from listening to interviews from Adam Silver, he don't just look at viewership as far as ratings from TV ratings. He's looking at impressions on social media as well. So
that got a lot to do with this.
They
for the social
oh my
media.
God, they love this discourse. They love it.
Yeah.
They loving this. You think they?
We on the same page.
Yeah, they loving this. Yeah, they loving it, man. So this is working, and while they doing it, hey, if y'all dumb enough to think that San Antonio about to come out here and just beat them in Game 5, we about to switch it to OKC for Game 5, and you seen that happening. But a lot of people lost their money. A lot of people lost their money, and as a matter of fact, betting on OKC. They like 80% favorites to make it to the finals now. So betting on OKC ain't even gonna make you no money. The only way you can make money is by betting on San Antonio. So if everyone's gonna bet on San Antonio, and to make, I think you gotta put in, I don't know, you gotta put some money in, but you can make some money. You think the Vegas go let that happen? Like everyone's betting on San Antonio, we go let them win so y'all can win all that money? Man,
you got a point right there. That's why I say I think betting messed it up. Not saying it's a bad thing, but it's kind of obvious what they're doing. And then they know the ratings went down too. And we all know the last couple of years, the championship always been decided in the West somewhat. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? The West been real championship level competition. Ever since we was coming up, the West been the strongest conference, running gun site. Yeah. You know, with the LA Lakers to whatever. When Shaq and Kobe went to they down to San Antonio. So the West to me always have been that pedigree of fundamentally sound and doing what's right about it. But then I guess for us to reel us back in and get us on the edge of our seats, it gotta go that way, like you said. So I don't like it, but it's something to watch.
It's entertainment, man. You can't get your feelings in it. And listen, and they don't reinvent the wheel. Like they really don't. These storylines, like even with Wemby being mad about the MVP and all that stuff, that storyline was already used with Jordan and Karl Malone. It was used with David Robinson and Hakeem. Like that storyline, we've done that before. And
it happened in '93 too with Barkley and John.
Yeah, like that. They like that storyline. They reuse it, and I guarantee you, the storyline going into this finals, whether it's going to be San Antonio or OKC, that I think this is the year that they do some stuff that you don't expect, kind of like when Detroit beat the Lakers in the finals. And I think New York might get this one, depending. And it don't matter who comes out of the West. I think New York might get this one.
Hey, I'm not going to lie to you. I have a gut feeling because it's been that long. And then I was watching somebody's channel. I don't know if you like me to shout out people's channel, but he broke it down too when they sent the dude Jeffrey Epstein a file for the last 8 championships, and it was right on the money. They got New York in the finals to win it. Mm-hmm. For real. When I seen that, it was mind-boggling to me. Yeah. And people wonder why I don't bet on this stuff. I was like, man, this stuff is all about money to get you real then and to get you all hype, like you said, and then in order for the whole world to come crashing down on you. Yeah. But great point, bro. I like how you broke that down. And then the more and more come out for the truth, they act like we slow with it. If we not slow, we've been caught on to it. But at the end of the day, I'm like, you playing in our face now at this point. Where the integrity of the league at? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what these players supposed to do?
Hey man, money is the only integrity they know about. What you talking about? Them billionaires,
got the money, huh?
You think them billionaires about integrity and the purity of the game? Hell no, that's what we talk. That's what they sell us on. That ain't what their conversations be about. Like I want you to just think about this before you get off the phone. Imagine Adam Silver and a bunch of billionaires in a meeting talking about the next 10 years of the NBA and you know, because you know they're not just thinking about the now, they're thinking about the next 10 to 15 years down the road. Do you think they in there saying words like integrity of the game and purity of the game and
Well, you can tell they are not.
Hell no, they're not talking about that. They're talking about global. They're talking about other countries and expansion and all of this stuff. And now we got Vegas. Like, dude, do you really like Vegas? Don't even think about purity of the game. You get what I'm saying? It's about the bottom line. It's about the money, man. That's what it is, man. But I appreciate the call, dog.
Oh yeah, anytime. I'm still listening though.
All right, no doubt. Look, man. It ain't what y'all think it is, man, and all this crazy stuff, man. Let's get into the hate train that's developing for OKC. You know, now we at a part where the hate and it's so funny who the hate is coming from, because now we got a lot of Spurs fans that just became Spurs fans 2 weeks ago. And they're not really Spurs fans. They're just fans of other teams and fans of other players that have been hurt by the Thunder. And now it's the mentality of my enemy or the friend or the enemy of my enemy is my friend. That's how they're looking at it now. Like, I hate the Thunder. You hate the Thunder. Let's come together and hate the Thunder together. That's what it is. So and the Thunder just picking up people on the hate train all the way down, right? How did it start? It started with the Jokic fans and the Denver Nuggets fans and the people who thought Jokic should be the MVP and felt like SGA was stealing MVPs from Jokic. So those were the first people to start to hate SGA. And the way they hated him was by trying to call out certain flaws, and they the one who started the free throw merchant thing, because you know they was trying to figure out ways that they could discredit SGA. The only ways they could discredit him was first by saying he has a super team and he shouldn't be the most valuable player, that the team is good without SGA. That didn't work. So then they went to the foul merchant. That picked up a little bit of steam, but not a lot of people was really caring about it because it was just Jokic fans. What made it real popular though, because it was really just popular amongst NBA discourse on Twitter and other social media, you know, it was just fans that was calling it foul merchant. There's no way a professional that's hired by a major network, ESPN, Peacock, NBC, or works for the NBA network. No one like that's a seasoned vet announcing games would even use a Twitter meme to start talking about stuff during the game. And to Doris Crypt Keeper Burke got her old decrepit ass on national TV and called SGA a foul merchant during a game that she was calling for the OKC Thunder. Like, you're going to call him a foul merchant, and he's actually performing very well tonight. And he got somebody up in the air, drew a foul, got to the free throw line, and Doris Crypt Creeper Burke said, see, this is why they call him the foul merchant. I was like, okay, so this is big. Not only did she do something like that, it was a Detroit announcer. I think it was a Nuggets announcer that was playing Detroit. And no. Detroit was playing OKC. It was a Detroit announcer. SGA was beating Detroit, and he was at the free throw line shooting free throws. And the announcer was so pissed off. And he was like, this guy's not the freaking MVP. Jokic is the MVP. This guy has 40 points right now, but he only has 4 assists. What kind of nonsense is that? He was just, I'm like, man, this is crazy. These are professionals that are this mad, and their microaggressions are all over the place. mad at SGA, and it's based on who they want to win MVP. So that's where the hate started. There's a podcaster named Jennifer Welsh. I listen to her. She has a political podcast. I think she's from OKC, but once her podcast blew up, it's called I've Had It. And she really is her and her co-hosts. They talk about politics every day, and I listen to them. Well, she had something to say about Doris Burke last year when she noticed how Doris Burke was talking about SGA, and this is how I'm gonna start this whole segment off. Listen to Jennifer Welsh.
Is there anything you want to say about the Thunder?
Yes.
Okay.
I would like
You have the floor.
I would like to say that I think Doris Burke is a MAGA style propagandist with calling Shea Gilgeous-Alexander a foul merchant. And ever since she said that, that propaganda, everywhere I go in New York, all these salty Knicks fans tried to diminish SGA's athleticism, which, let's face it, we haven't seen anything like this since Michael Jordan. And it all started with Doris Burke, who is a Thunder hater, an SGA hater, and a Thunder and SGA propagandist. I've completely had it with her. She's not loved in Oklahoma City. It is not objective journalism. And people say, oh, you need to support women in sports. I support honesty above everything else. And she was dishonest about Shea. Now, all of these little haters, all of these little jealous basketball fans, instead of being happy for SGA, then they clamor on, well, oh, he only is good because of his free throws, which is bullshit, which is objectively false.
So this was last year before they won the finals. This was her saying this about Doris Burke before they won the finals. This all started with the MVP race. Jokic fans was mad that SGA was getting everybody was saying, oh, SGA is the MVP. It's not even close. Like, they about to win 70 games, dog. Like, SGA is the MVP. This is how it started. That was like, there's no way he could be the MVP over Jokic. Jokic is averaging a triple-double. There's no way. So all the hate for SGA started before he won the finals. It was because of the MVP. And when a person that's established like Doris Burke on a major network on national TV, calling the national televised game, brings YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok talking points to the platform of the NBA, it validates what they saying on Twitter. Imagine if someone would have, like 2 years ago when we done with the 90s, if someone would have brought that to the NBA platform during a national televised game and said, doing a play where LeBron got a dunk, said, you know what, we done with the 90s. If they would have said that, that would have legitimized the entire movement of we done with the 90s. It would have made it from here to here. It was already viral, but no one has gave it validity that's on this level, on a ESPN level, right? Once it gets to that level, it's takeoff. Doris Burke did that for the free throw merchant Ming. She put that on the national media level and gave it some validity by her being an established person. Now I'm saying, oh, no, they're on to something. I agree, right? And for her to be so professional and be in the profession so long, to calculate, I'm going to go ahead and be unprofessional this one time, but I'm gonna do it for this purpose. You know, that meant something to her. She really had to put that out there because she really wants Jokic to be the one to get the MVP, right? Listen to how Miss Welch talked about her. That's as the honest you can get it, right? So the free throw merchant thing got now it's legitimate because Doris Burke made it legitimate, and now it's growing legs, and now it's going triple viral. Now it's a whole thing. Now, but they go on to win the finals. They go on to win it. But during the Indiana Pacers series, all people could talk about, oh my God, SGA's getting fouls and all that. So now he's a foul merchant. This year it turns into he's a flopper now. Now he's flopping. He's James Harden. Now he's a flopper, right? But that's not what it really is. What it was this year is now they won it. Now he's the MVP. He got Jokic's MVP. So now he got Jokic and Denver Nuggets fans hating him. That's what he got, right? Now the season starts and he's beating people. And now he's in the race for MVP again and leading the race. The Jokic fans are getting louder. The Denver Nuggets fans are getting louder. Then he started beating teams. You know what I mean? So then we get to the playoffs. You know, the foul merchant stuff and the flopping stuff is out there. You know, but it wasn't enough for them to lose the MVP. So he gets another MVP. Oh, we know for a fact before the playoffs started, we knew SGA was the MVP. But the playoffs start playing Phoenix. Phoenix complaining a little bit about the calls, but it's not that loud. LA series start with the Lakers. Now you got Luka fans, Laker fans, Clutch Sports. That trifecta, that unholy trinity that's a motherfucker. The Jokic fans is crazy already because it's MAGA and it's Serbia and it's Denver. You got Denver, MAGA, Serbia. That's a whole unholy trinity. But Lakers, Luka, and LeBron, that's big as well. So now we playing the Lakers in the playoffs, and they complaining left and right. They had a whole huddle after a game with the officials, led by Austin Reeves and LeBron James, with all the officials. Never seen this before in our life. All the officials huddled at half court after the freaking game, getting lectured by Austin Reeves. And Twitter is on fire. Oh, he's a flopper. He's a flopper. He's a flopper. And man, Marcus Smart was fouling the hell out of Shea. He's a flopper. He's a flopper. He's a flopper. So now the Lakers mad because they getting swept, right? Lakers, LeBron, Luka fans, hey, they set Twitter ablaze. But now they got to go and deal with the team they're dealing with now with Wemby. So now you got Jokic fans, a little bit of the Suns fans. Now you got Lakers and Clutch Sports and Luka fans. A whole bunch, like every step of the way that OKC goes, they collect new haters on the hater bandwagon, right? And they just setting Twitter ablaze, setting it up, bow, just setting it ablaze, right? And it's just getting louder and louder and louder and louder. And now you got the Spurs and Wemby fans. So all of these people are bunched in one, and they just move on to the next team that's playing OKC. They've already said that we go if OKC wins, we rooting for the Knicks, right? It's Dallas Mavericks fans that hate the Spurs that are rooting for the Spurs because they hate the Thunder. You know what? I just play some of the haters. Let's do that.
I saw a clip going around today. It was all of Shea's fouls. I was like, all right. I went and I watched. I was like, these are all fouls.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not. And I'm invigorated by the nonstop bitching, and I'm basking in it. I love it because I fucking hate the way they play basketball.
Yeah, I'm rooting for the Spurs all the way through this series, and it's nothing to do really with Shea or any of the players specifically. It's more so the fan base. The fan base has gotten really annoying, and so I'm all for the Spurs here.
See, as a Mavs fan, I'm like, we're gonna sit in a chair for the Spurs.
I know, dude. It's tough.
Like that's crazy to me.
But the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Well, the Spurs are my enemy. More historically, I would say.
Well, more historically for sure. But dude, the way Oklahoma City plays basketball, their entire culture is built on unethical basketball. If I call a basketball team the Flop City Floppers, who am I talking about? 100% of basketball fans would know who you're talking about. You had the play where McCain hit Dylan Harper in the neck with an elbow. No call there. They go down to the other side.
That was a flop.
And then he flops.
That was a flop by Dylan Harper.
It's culture-wide. They're foul hunting. And I hate it. And I think it's legitimately a big problem for Adam Silver.
I've really enjoyed the series. You know, you go online and it's just every post from the series, unfortunately, is a missed foul call or something. That's where I'm just like, I can't do this, man.
I get it.
I can't do every single whistle is getting 10,000 likes on Twitter. I've always thought it was a skill. And I get that's frustrating, but I mean, Luka does it all the time, right? And I'm not saying that like it's a bad thing, but it's because Luka's so good that he constantly puts his defender in a bad spot. I think Shea does the same thing. Embiid did it forever. Harden does it. Jokic does it.
Dwayne Wade made a career off of it.
Dwayne Wade, yeah. Kobe did it. Like, all of these guys do it. The only one, ironically, who doesn't do it ever is Kyrie Irving, and I wish he did it more.
So these are the key words that you got to watch out for when you hear people complain about SGA and the Thunder, because like I said, the way politics work, whatever, if you left, right, Democrat, Republic, whatever you are, you just watch the news station that agree with what you like to hear, and you get your talking points from them, and then you go out and talk to people in everyday life, and you just repeat what you heard on Fox. Like, people are not really doing research on this on these political things. They working too much. They don't have time. They're not doing research like that. They're just letting the people on Fox tell them what to say, or NBC, and they go out and argue with people. That's what NBA is, right? They just listen to the people that agree with what they want to hear, and they go out and take those talking points and go talk to and argue with people out there in the media. So what's going on with this bandwagon hate of the Thunder is it's just a bunch of fans that has along the way been butthurt by the Thunder beating them, or by SGA beating their favorite player out for MVP, and they're finding something to complain about, which they don't even care about flopping for real. It's just the only thing that they can use against SGA. They can't say he's out of shape. They can't say he gets in trouble like Ja Morant off the court. They can't say he got a lot of baby mamas like Anthony Edwards. They can't say that he's a bad teammate like Draymond Green. They can't say he's a non-vocal leader like Kevin Durant or Steph. They can't say that he is a propaganda in the media like LeBron. They can't say he's out of shape like Luka and Jokic. They can't say he's a bad defender that refuses to play defense like Luka and Jokic. They can't say he's a bad free throw shooter like Shaq or LeBron. They can't say he's not clutch like LeBron. They can't say none of these things. Like, all the basketball player negatives that hurt your team, they can't say about him. The only thing they can say about him is something that don't hurt his team, which is he shoots too many free throws and he hits the ground too much. That don't hurt his team at all. There's nothing, there's no critique against SGA that you have that actually hurts his team. But when you don't defend Jokic, when you show up out of shape, Luka, when you complain to the refs and not even get back on defense, Luka, when you trade your teammates, LeBron, when you do all of these things, those are things that hurt your team. Anybody who think the real Trey Scott, you seem to agree with Doris Burke. Can you tell me what SGA does that hurts his team? What is your critique on SGA that hurts his team? Right? So when you hear these people talk, you got to listen to the keywords, because they saying the same shit. It's disgusting to watch. It's unwatchable. Foul merchant. Free throw merchant. Unethical basketball. I can't watch no more. They're only saying these things because they heard, they're just repeating what they heard, and they're trying to put pressure on the NBA front office to do something about it. What they're doing is what have you ever had a female that's with a dude? She's been with him for a long time, been with him for years. They both toxic as hell. But every time they get into it and she put her hands on him, let's say he pushes her one time. What she go do if he ever retaliates a little bit? She go call her brother or brothers. There's a story that was in the news, I think this year or last year, where a girl got into it with her man, called her brothers over there. Both of them came over there and got gunned down by her boyfriend. So now her boyfriend's in prison and both her brothers are in the grave. She lost three men she loved because she wanted to call and get people involved in her nonsense, right? But what she did though is, I can't beat him up, so I'm going to manipulate someone who can to do it for me. And that's what these fans are doing. They can't, their team or their best player, favorite player couldn't beat SGA and the Thunder. So what I'm going to try to get someone who can beat them. I'm going to get the NBA front office and the referees to help us beat them. So I'm going to complain as much as possible, and it's going to pick up steam, and it's going to have a snowball effect. Everybody complaining, and they're going to keep saying, Adam Silver, you got to do something about this. You got to do something about this. And hopefully Adam Silver hears so much complaining that he'll start telling referees, hey, man, don't give them no calls. And they think that if SGA don't get calls, that, you know what, now he's beatable. Because we can't beat him if we can't foul him. Please let us foul him. He's flopping, so let us foul him. He's falling. It looks bad. That's all it is. That's all it is, man. That's what they're doing. They're trying to force Adam Silver to move on their behalf against the Thunder and SGA because nobody likes winners. This is what they did to the Golden State Warriors. Oh my God, it's a super team. Kevin Durant joined them. That's unfair. So they played their media games, and the fans and the media was like, you know what, Kevin Durant, we not even gonna count those. You got 2 rings and you got 2 Finals MVPs. Guess what? They don't count. We not gonna give you credit for your rings until you leave the Warriors and get a ring somewhere else. So they went in the media and broke up the Warriors pretty much. I mean, Draymond Green helped them by what he did. But the media had been trying to break them up ever since they got the first ring. This is unfair. They won that way too easy. This is unfair. They were just running through the league. Nobody can stop them. So they played the game and broke Kevin Durant and the Warriors up so they can get Kevin Durant off the Warriors by saying that we not go count your rings, and those rings, pretty much they were saying those are unethical rings. It's the same trick. Those rings are unethical. We don't count them. And then what happened as soon as Kevin Durant left the Warriors to go join Brooklyn and Kyrie Irving, Stephen A. Smith came to the media and said that was the dumbest move I ever seen. That was the biggest mistake you ever made. But Stephen A. Smith was the main one saying when he joined the Warriors, that was the weakest move by a superstar ever. So you telling me it was the weakest move to join the Warriors, but it was the dumbest move to leave the Warriors. That's telling me right there you're playing games. You're just talking to create storylines and for your own agenda. You're not speaking in truth. And these people aren't speaking in truth. They don't really care about flopping because want to know why I know they don't care about flopping? Because nobody was saying anything about flopping because no one flops like Jimmy Butler. No one was saying anything about Jokic flopping. No one was saying nothing about LeBron flopping. No one was saying nothing about Luka flopping. So I know for a fact that it's not flopping. It's SGA. It's not flopping. Let them keep talking. If you let a hoe keep talking, they're gonna tell it all.
The Thunder win the NBA championship again. They're going to definitively be the biggest villain in sports.
Why?
Just making the finals is already going to have all of America rooting for the Knicks. But if they flop their way to a championship again, people already don't like them. If they beat the Knicks, who's like the most likable team in sports right now, people are going to fully turn against them. I'm rooting for the Knicks. That's how much I don't care about watching the Thunder play basketball. They're impossible to root for.
Not only that, Pat, I'm so with you. I think America has also fallen, well, NBA fans in general, worldwide, have fallen in love with Wemby. So a lot of people would like to see him and the San Antonio Spurs advance. And if they beat Wemby and the Knicks, who America has also taken a liking to, I think you're right.
There's nothing compelling about the Thunder that makes you want to root for them.
Entertaining about them.
Evan, your biggest thing for wanting to root for the Thunder is Jared McCain.
Well, no, I like that storyline. I just love the roster of guys that play defense.
That's not interesting. That's not compelling at all.
Just for me, I'm talking about for me. For the masses, totally get it. It's not the beautiful game, right? Like obviously soccer, but the Spurs and the Warriors were trying to emulate soccer in the way that they would pass. And they were literally trying to play that beautiful game. I just think that they are then case in point that no matter who you are, how you're built, and where you're from, if you win, we're going to turn on you. in theory, they have all of the characteristics of the team that America should love, and they are the case in point then that we will turn on you if you win, no matter where you're from and who you are.
No, in theory, they have characteristics that we should love. In reality, they're boring.
Need to take them.
So they're pretty much saying we don't like to see them play. They're boring, and they're not interesting. That's why we hate them. There's only one guy on there that had common sense that was like, look, dude, it's a team of guys that all play defense. Kind of like the Detroit Pistons when they beat LA. It's a team of guys that play defense. What's not to like about that? And that offense is beautiful offense. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to compare a superstar on the team. Like Jokic don't play defense, and the Denver Nuggets are at the bottom in defensive rating as a team. So you got a star player that don't play defense well, and his team don't play defense well, and he flops, and you don't have a problem with that style of play. But when you got a team whose superstar does play defense, and his team is number one in defense, and they got beautiful offense, they're top 5 in offensive rating as well, and the best record in the league, somehow because SGA flops and gets to the free throw line, that it's unwatchable. It's not the flopping, it's unwatchable. How many times I got to say it? It's SGA that annoys them because he's winning and he's beating their favorite players and their favorite teams.
Moral stance here?
No, not moral stance. I'm just opting out.
You're
I opted
opting out?
I opted out at halftime last night. I had enough. I had enough of the nonsense, the wish-wash, all of it. Enough. I had enough.
Okay. Well,
and that being the style of the Thunder. I had enough. I'm a longtime NBA defender. I actually think people that complain about the three-point line maybe are a little out of touch with maybe what the game is today. I don't mind three-point shooting as much. The way the Thunder play just has reached a point with me where I broke. They broke me. And you know what? Congratulations. You win. You beat me. I'm not watching anymore.
Killed the game.
Yeah.
So they win a critical game 5. We'll get into the game itself, but you're even.
This dude's spirits was broken. This is after game 5. His spirits was broken because, oh my God, we've been rooting for the Spurs to win, and the Thunder won and just went up 3-2. I'm done. I can't watch them. I can't watch this team win. It's the winning that's bothering him. He watched the game, so when they say it's unwatchable because of the flopping, it's not unwatchable because they're watching. They're just watching to make sure that the Thunder lose. It's enjoyable to them if they can watch the game and the referees not give SGA any calls and he loses, because they're trying to get the feeling that they feel when OKC beats their favorite team or SGA wins MVP over their favorite player. That feeling, they're trying to replace that with, I guess, using the NBA as an arm to punch SGA and the Thunder by making them lose and look bad losing. That's the only way they go get their face back, if they can watch that. But every time OKC wins, it's just re-injuring their little heart from the loss that they took previously.
Saying that, like, you're not even going to hate watch them root for the Knicks.
No, they won. They won. They've defeated me. Yeah, I don't want to watch that. I don't want to watch Jared McCain throw an elbow into Dylan Harper and then, like,
okay, that was a bad moment.
Then twerk on him. I don't want to watch Jalen Williams, like, sprint into a guy that's just standing there, draw a foul. I don't want to watch guys goaltend shots not get called. Yeah, I'm out. I don't want to watch anymore.
I think it does go a little bit.
All right, caller, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me, Mel?
Yeah, what's good, man? What's your thoughts?
Man, I try not to argue when it comes to basketball with people no more. But I got in an argument the other day, man, because one of the guys that I thought knew basketball, man, I asked him, like, hey, man, did you watch the game last night? Man, I can't watch SGA no more, man. I said, no, not you too, bro. I said, oh, my goodness. I said, you listening to ESPN too? I mean, come on, man. Like, bro, it's just hard to watch. And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, wow. The media has really pushed this thing to where SGA is just hard to watch now. And it's BS. And Mel, I sent you something in Man Down Sports on your IG page, dog. Ever since 2022, 2023 season, the Lakers have led free throw shooting in the league by 700. I think it says 703 more attempts than any other team.
Yeah, that's
Every
crazy.
time I'm watching the Lakers game, there's a stretch where the Lakers go to the free throw line about 6-7 possessions in a row. And this has been going on for years. And I'm like, this is sad, man. Like, I can't listen to the media no more, man. I can't. Well, I've been stopped listening to them. I just block them out. But it's mind blowing how they are able to convince even the people that you think you know that know basketball. They're even able to convince them that SGA is hard to watch.
Yeah, man, and it's bad to just see them repeating themselves, man. Like I'm like, dude, you're saying the exact same thing that someone else said on social media, on ESPN. Like you're repeating it verbatim, man. Like it's hard to watch. I'm like, man, how does that catch on? Oh, it's hard to watch. What do you mean? That it's not hard to watch. But listen.
No, it's not.
I did a show. So this is the crazy thing for a basketball purist, right? For someone who is a stickler for the details, when you see a moving screen, that's more hard to watch to me than anything else.
Yeah.
Like if I was to do the top 5 things that are the worst things in NBA basketball right now, analytics would be number 1. The fact that people are using analytics for game plans and teams are coming out here jacking threes up. Analytics as a whole, using analytics in coaching is the worst thing. The second worst things is illegal screens, moving screens, bad screens like that. Like I watched a WNBA game tonight. I put the Dream played the Minnesota Lynx. Every screen they were setting, they was stationary. It was real screens. Every screen I watched in the game against with the OKC Thunder and Spurs, every last one of them was moving.
Pushing off. And
I'm not even there yet.
Okay.
Analytics number 1, illegal screens number 2. Number 3 is traveling and palming the ball. That's number 3.
Yeah.
Right. Number 4 is the inconsistent whistle in the playoffs with physicality, where they're letting one team get away with it one game, and then the next game they let the other team get away with it. That's dumb. And then number 5 is the fact that we let sports betting be part of the game and Vegas be part of the game. Those are the top 5 things. I haven't even got the push offs and flops and embellishing calls. I ain't even got to that yet. The top 5 things are the things I named.
Yeah. Man. Yeah, it's hard to listen. It's hard to listen to them now talk about this thing, because for me, I do see the inconsistencies in the calling, but overall, it's still a good product.
Yeah, you can find the beauty in it. Like for me, when I watch the Thunder play, man, it's beautiful basketball. They share the ball. I seen a play where Hartenstein got the ball, pump fake, took 1 or 2 dribbles toward the lane, and then threw a backwards no look pass to a 3-point shooter in the corner. And and then I've seen McCain where he has times where he's penetrating and dishing out. I've seen Cason Wallace penetrate and dish out. I've seen Chet in the post. I've seen, you get what I'm saying? Like they have an equal opportunity offense where everyone has the ability that they can make a play and use their skill set, versus these other teams that say it's only 2 people that is allowed to do that.
Yeah, Mel, why aren't we talking about why aren't the big media tycoons talking about those X's and O's? Hartenstein, how he's kind of made his how he's affecting the game. And even on the Spurs side, Castle is doing, to me, Castle's doing a great job defending SGA.
Correct.
He's doing a great job defending SGA. Like, why aren't we talking about these things? You know what I'm saying? Instead, what's taking the limelight?
Mm-hmm.
SGA and his foul baby.
Yep.
It's so much other stuff going on in this series that they could be talking about and highlighting. And that's why I like Carmelo Anthony and Vince Carter and Tracy McGrady. I love that halftime show with them. And then I like the one with Dirk, Nash, Udonis Haslem, and somebody else on there.
Taylor Rooks.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I love her.
Yeah. And sometimes John Wall be on there too.
Yeah, yeah. But that's why I like them, man, because they don't bring the negative energy. You know what I'm saying? They talk about X's and O's and what the team could do better and what the good things that they see on both sides.
Yeah.
So, but
all right, brother.
Yeah, I just wanted to call in, man.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I appreciate you, man.
All right, then, man.
Yep. Young Disciple said SGA is having a mid playoff run. They up 3-2 in the conference finals, and you calling the playoff run mid because you want to look at the box score and be like, oh, that's sexy. But when you watch the game and you see people actually playing defense and doing all these other things, I don't understand how everything is mid to y'all if the stat sheet ain't stuff. Caller from Washington, what's up, bro?
What's up, man? It's your partner from Washington. How you been?
I'm good, man. What's your thoughts?
I mean, I just don't understand when they try to throw the SGA like foul merchant, because for my whole time watching basketball, I thought what I've known almost all of the superstars, they're great at getting to the free throw line.
Yeah.
I never knew it was a problem when SGA goes to the free throw line now. And like, we can call spade a spade. Yes, he does foul bait, but I just don't like when they just try to isolate him to where he's the only person in the league that does that. Jokic is notorious for doing that, and so is Luka. And James Harden, Dwayne Wade back in the days, he was known for having players, when they jump in the air, he would jump right into them. We seen Kobe do the double fakes 3 times, wait for a defender to jump. Yep. He jumps into him like all the time. Guys been trying to get to the free throw line. So I just don't know why it's so egregious now for Shea to where the media is trying to campaign for that, and that he's not a great player without the free throws. Like, he only relies on the free throws, and the OKC Thunder are just floppers. Like, no.
Yeah.
The whole team is, well, they really predicate on defense, and especially like in the playoffs where the defense is amped up and they're not going to call as many fouls. Mm-hmm. They've been training to do that all year long, and now when you're in the playoffs, they already been in that mindset, and that's how they play.
That's a fact. That's a fact, man. And listen. Like I was saying earlier, man, they still play beautiful basketball on both ends of the floor. They doing everything that we've been asking for. Like, we asked for a superstar that's not go jack threes up all game long. We asked for a superstar that can get off the ball and let his other teammates rock with the ball as well. We asked for a superstar that played defense. We asked for a superstar that was in shape. Like, all this stuff that SGA is giving us. We asked for a superstar to actually win. Like, you know what I mean? We wanted Ja Morant to carry the league, and he couldn't behave off the court. Like, all this stuff we got with SGA that's the best we go get. I don't think we can get bro, the superstars are so flawed. I mean, Steph Curry's leadership is trash. Steph's leadership is trash. Kevin Durant being vocal is trash. LeBron James, all this extra shit he doing with Clutch Sports and all this propaganda he pushing out there, that shit is that's trash as a leader. Wembanyama immature as hell, ain't won yet. Jokic fat, Luka fat, tub of goo, out of shape, don't play no defense. We got a dude that the only flaw we got is that he gets to the free throw line. That's the flaw that that's the one that the commissioner need to step in and fix. The free throw line. This is not about free throws and flopping. This is not about that. We know for a fact we're not even gonna argue with these people no more because their people are telling us exactly why they don't like SGA. It ain't got nothing to do with flopping. You just heard somebody say that they was born. You just heard somebody like this is insane. I'm gonna let you hear this.
Who said the Thunder were? Who said the Thunder were born?
Bro, I just played it. You got to rewind it back. I'm gonna play some more.
I gotta go back.
There's some more people complaining about the Thunder. Listen to this.
Beyond the on-court stuff, right, which we can get into, but I just want to point out the off-court stuff is also extremely annoying. Like I started to really hate this team when they started doing those group post-game interviews, you know, like after the game is over and they want to go talk to J-Dub or they want to go talk to Shea, and then they're all standing shoulder to shoulder behind, hyping up whoever, and then they all have to get their say in. And it really reminded me of when I go to karaoke bars when I was younger, and I always didn't like it when people went up together to sing a song because I'd just be like, listen, we're not here to like just go up and do it yourself. Have some courage, right? Like what you don't need. You're doing Living on a Prayer. You don't need a crutch. You know, like I'm not trying to hear Carol and these are fake names, but like just go up by yourself and give it your all. And when they do it, they feel like kids. Like they feel like not serious. They feel like a college team almost that's really dorky and like they all get along together and they all love each other. And they really, really open about it. And they're kind of telling you like, oh, you're a bunch of selfish players and you don't have the same cohesion. I just hate that stuff.
This dude said he hate OKC because of their post-game interviews they do as a team. And it makes it look like they love each other. And it makes him feel like they think that they're better than everybody.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. He's upset that the team has camaraderie together.
Yes.
Is this what this dude's really tripping about?
Yes.
But that's who are these people talking on TV?
Bro, this was a real media member that was on Bomani Jones' podcast.
Are these people that never played sports before? Like I played basketball. I played college basketball. And you're supposed to be a team. You're supposed to be a family. You're supposed to have camaraderie with your brothers on and off the court. If a dude has an interview and you're bringing your boys with you, there's nothing wrong with that.
But you remember you remember when they first started doing that before they won, and Draymond Green criticized them for that and said that nobody's gonna take you serious.
Yes,
Draymond Green said that on his podcast. Yeah, Draymond Green said that on his podcast. I did a show about it. Draymond Green.
You made a good point. You talking about how he's trying to tear them down, just like the way he did with the Memphis Grizzlies.
Exactly.
I didn't see it from that angle, but when you explained, I was like, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it was strategic. He was playing. They was in the West. He knew they was up and coming. Let's see if I can. Because dude, the way he broke up Memphis and got them to not believe in Dylan Brooks no more was insane.
That was nice.
Insane, man.
Yeah.
I was like, that is crazy. Draymond Green can do that all the way from Golden State. And had a whole front office have doubt in Dylan Brooks. I was like, wow. That is, you got to understand the game behind the game with these guys, man. The same way LeBron took all those players from Melo in New York. Like, these dudes really diabolical. But yeah, these are media members that are admitting in public that the hate they got for OKC Thunder ain't got nothing to do with what they really saying it is. It ain't. They're telling you, I just don't like them. But I'm gonna say it's because of the flopping, because that's the easiest thing that's catching on with everybody right now.
But I just don't understand their boring style of playing basketball. Like, granted, I'm a fan of basketball though. Back in the early 2000s when the Spurs were playing, I thought that was beautiful basketball. The way they had the ball movement post game, when they get down to dunking, they shoot the 3-ball when open, shoot the mid range. I thought that was beautiful basketball. And the Thunder aren't a team. Well, their superstar isn't a player that's just gonna just shoot a lot of threes. Like, they swing the ball around. The guys will shoot the open three, but they also attack. They let everybody eat when they're open. So I think they play a beautiful brand of basketball. I just don't see what's not to like about them.
Yeah.
Like, you want to talk about playing. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I just don't see what's not to like about them. Yeah, yes, they play hard-nosed defense, but it's the playoffs right now. They're, of course, grabbing, but other teams are grabbing back. We act like we haven't seen this before. We haven't seen this with the Pistons with Rip Hamilton, Rasheed Wallace. We've seen this with the Bad Boy Pistons, the old Chicago Bulls or Mike, Kobe. Like guys, like not even on the defensive end, like great offensive players. To be a great offensive player, like I don't know how many guys like really hoop. You have to do things that are somewhat illegal, like push your man off you, push off, hit a dude when you're getting the rebound. Like when you're on the court, elbowing him. Like I'm a basketball coach now, but like when I was hooping, when I trained dudes, like people might not like it, but as somebody who is undersized, like I'm only about like 6 feet, 6'1", like you're playing against guys that are 6'4", 6'5". I was a combo guard, so I played point guard, shooting guard. You have to do things that sometimes the refs are going to call an offensive foul, but you have to do things like push off, arm bar. When you're going to the hoop, you're fouling or you're falling to try to get the call. Like that's just what it is. That's just what basketball was. Like, and if people are having problems with that, it just might just be the culture of basketball they don't like. But that's what we're taught.
Yeah. So I'm gonna play one more clip for you. This dude kind of sums it up, and really explains why they're rooting for the Spurs so hard. Listen to this one.
What is confusing right now, T-Bob, is that he's playing against the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are the worst professional sports team to ever exist. They I fucking hate them so much. I hate them as an organization. They should not exist. They were a team that was stolen from Seattle. The entire franchise should not exist. It should be back in Seattle, first of all. Secondly, the way they play basketball is such a blight on a sport that I love. It is taking everything that I have loved about this sport, and I've grown up playing it. I've grown up watching it. I've been obsessed with the sport of basketball my entire life. And here come the Oklahoma City Thunder, this iteration of Oklahoma City Thunder, and they are taking a shit on the thing I love the most. They're just every single night they take the floor. It's just a fucking disgrace. But there's one savior out there, and his name is Victor Wembanyama. And so I'm drawn to the light for that reason, T-Bob, where I'm like, if Victor Wembanyama can take down the Oklahoma City Thunder and end this shit once and for all, because it's really not like the Thunder flop like crazy, and it is a conversation that is it's all anyone wants to talk about when they watch them and yada yada yada. If the Thunder don't win, it's not as big of a problem because people like the Thunder fans like to point out like James Harden does this. Well, James Harden's a loser. The fact that you can win a championship playing this way is disgusting, and it pisses a lot of people off. But if Victor Wembanyama saves the day, that's awesome. What is
So they looking for Victor to save the day. If Victor can't save the day, then all of those fans are going to become Knicks fans for the next couple of weeks, and they're going to be looking for Brunson to save the day and rooting against him. So New York media is huge. So if you think this SGA and flopping thing got legs now, if they get to the finals against New York plus all the Jokic, Nuggets, Lakers, Luka, LeBron, and all of these fans that follow all the way to the Spurs are going to go to New York now, and it's just going to be the New York media, Wemby fans, Spurs fans, Jokic fans, Nuggets fans, Lakers fans, LeBron fans, Luka fans, all piled up. Oh, and don't forget MAGA, all piled up in one 7-game series on Twitter, just spewing hate out, hoping that the Thunder lose.
The problem is he also just told on himself. He said because they won doing that, now all of a sudden it's bad. But when James Harden flopped because he was a loser, because Luka lost, because they're losers, that all of a sudden now it's not good. But since Shea won, all of a sudden it's a problem.
Correct.
I don't understand that at all.
He
wants to talk about and he wants to talk about the worst team of all time, the bad basketball. I'm sorry, but when James Harden was dribbling the ball for the whole 20 seconds out of the 24-second shot clock and shooting step back hard threes,
horrible basketball.
Like that was not great basketball.
And they didn't complain.
But not at all. But I just don't understand when we're talking about bad basketball, because the reason you can't even compare Shea to James Harden. They're two completely different games.
I agree.
Shea's more of a 3-level scorer that gets to the post, predicates his game on mid-range. Yes, he gets to the free throw line. We're not saying that. All great players get to the free throw lines. I'm space to space. Shea, there's times where he does flop. I'm not saying that, but he doesn't do it as egregious as we've seen other guys. Like James Harden, his game was predicated on dribbling the basketball out, step backs. Like the reason he didn't win because in the playoffs, his style of play is all difficult shots. And when he's just doing all that dribbling, it tires you out.
Mhm.
So, of course, of a series, games, you're not going to have that stamina in the game to keep going.
Yeah. Plus he
That's one of the reasons why
he don't play defense.
That's probably one of the reasons why he doesn't play defense. His style of play is too difficult. Like, you can't rely, like, as great as a player you are, shooting a step back three every single time is a hard shot. Like, no matter who you are.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like getting in the boxing ring and you're throwing nothing but haymakers.
Man,
like
you're pretty tired.
Imagine saying, I'm not gonna use the jab, I'm not gonna use a hook, I'm not gonna uppercut, I'm not gonna block. All I'm doing is haymakers until I run out of daggone oxygen. Yeah, that's how James Harden play offense.
Look, I don't know if you've been into a fight or anything, but if you throwing haymakers the whole fight, you're gonna be burnt level, and probably in 2 seconds. Fights really, real fights really only last about like 15 seconds.
Yeah.
30 seconds if it's you might know what you're doing.
And that 30 seconds
last haymakers, and
it feel like a long time. Them 30 seconds seem long.
Man, it feel like it's 2 weeks. look, you throw 2 haymakers, you're
absolutely.
And you look, have you ever swung at air and you miss? Like your whole body just lashing forward.
Couple of times. Couple of times, yeah.
Man.
Yeah, but all right, man. Appreciate the call, dog.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Take care.
Yep. So yeah, y'all heard all those clowns, man. And look, that's just me scrolling through Twitter and was like, Bomoni Jones. He had somebody talking about SGA. And I listened to it and I'm like, oh Lord have mercy. And that's just another Dallas Mavericks radio show. It was Dallas Mavericks radio show. It was Bomoni Jones podcast. And a couple of other media members, some from Denver. Like it's all these West Coast teams who are butthurt by SGA and the Thunder. Now they're all just getting together and saying, "Hey, look, man, if we couldn't beat SGA, we can at least spoil his party and just come together and just and just hate." You know what I mean? That's just like if I don't know, let's say I seen I don't know if this was a movie or a TV show, but I seen a guy who was coming to his girlfriend's baby shower, and I guess she had just caught him cheating just before, and she didn't tell him. And so he showed up at the baby shower, and she and his ex or his girlfriend invited all of his exes, all the girls he had done wrong. It was like 8 of them in there, and that was all at the bed. He walked in and he looked and seen all them girls, and was like, "What the hell just happened?" Right? That's basically what it is, man. Hey, let our powers combine. You know what I'm saying? Let's get him back. Let's get SGA back. I'm hurt. He made me cry. Show me on the doll where he touched you and hurt you. Oh my God, he took Jokic's MVP. That's what he hurt me at. Oh, he beat the Nuggets last year in 7 games and he embarrassed Jokic. I'm hurt. I'm still hurt by that. Let's hate on SGA. Oh man, I wish Luka was in his place. Let's hate on SGA. Oh, he beat the Lakers and he beat the King. I'm hurt. I'm butt hurt. Let's hate on him. Like this is exactly what's going on. Whole bunch of punks. Like I don't understand. Like it's weird, man. Like this is weird behavior. Let's all just come together on Twitter and just throw shit out there, and hopefully it works. And Adam Silver changes the way they officiate the Thunder, and then they become beatable. That's all that's going on. But everybody's not falling for it though. Everybody's not falling for it. Adam Silver talked about it, and I don't know if he really gave a really good answer that you can really use, but he said something. So hold on, I get that sound bite? I don't know if I got that sound bite. Hold on. I might not even have that sound bite, but I need to get it. All right, where is it at? Okay, there we go.
How about the flopping? Flopping? Big conversation, Mr. Commissioner.
So, it's been a conversation. I would only say that there's a difference between selling a call, exaggeration, and a true flop, which is where you're actually fooling the referees. I think sometimes, even as I sit in the stands at games, players may be falling down, players may be reacting to a call, but then to me, if they're not fooling the referees, it's like, okay, that's like the players are taught to sell calls these days. I mean, can officiating get bad? Can officiating get better? Of course. We're always working on that. Can officials get fooled occasionally? We're always looking at that as well. But the officiating is incredible.
So Adam Silver is saying I don't have an issue with the officiating. And what y'all talking about on Twitter, I don't think he even looks at, like, I'm not even going to look at that. Like, you know, he said there's a difference between embellishing a call. There's a difference between flopping, you know, and it's selling the call, and it's a difference between trying to fool the refs, right? And the way he sees it, it sounds like he don't see that the Thunder and OKC is doing anything that's egregious and that's fooling the refs. And he said the officiating has been good, right? So I mean, that's the commissioner talking. If you believe he really thinks that, or he just being tactful, it is what it is. I'm pretty sure that he probably, if he's going to do his due diligence, he's still going to look at it this summer and be like, is there any room for improvement here? Do we really think that the Thunder are doing what everyone on Twitter is saying, or are these people just butthurt? And he's probably going to come to the conclusion that y'all just butthurt. But here's Reggie Miller talking about it. Or is this Mike Breen?
It is a problem when you watch it, I think. The aesthetics for the casual basketball fans, like, this is not what we want to see.
Okay, I understand we've got to have this conversation. Be more upset at the officials and how they have called it. He's not blowing the whistle for himself. He's only averaging 8.5 free throws in the 4 games in this series. These podcasters, y'all just need to stop. It's not like Luka getting up every play, complaining to the officials, staying back, hanging back. How about this? Every time he falls to the floor on a non-call, who has the advantage now? The opposing team is 5-on-4, so make them pay. They're not making them pay because he doesn't get up complaining. He gets up and runs back. I think he's built up goodwill towards the officials. People need to stop this. I'm serious.
That's Reggie Miller saying, hey man, these podcasters, y'all insane. Y'all insane. Y'all are actually idiots. And some people just know that, hey, look, this is good for clicks. I gotta go get my paper. I gotta go get my money. And the funny thing about this comment is on screen. This particular podcaster, he said, has become Wemby's biggest glazer because Jokic has been exposed as a stat pattern and defensive liability. Now his band of Jokic glazers want SGA to fail because they know he's the best. Right. So there's a lot of truth to what you said, which is interesting because I remember when Wemby and the Spurs was playing Minnesota in the last series. I remember this particular podcaster, after Wemby lost to the Timberwolves, and I don't know if they lost game 1 to them. I remember this particular podcast had an episode that he dropped saying, pretty much he was saying defense is overrated and rim protection don't get you wins. And he was saying that because so many people was talking about how bad Jokic rim protection was in the first round and how that lost them the series. So now that Minnesota put out Jokic and then they come out and win game 1 or a game early against the Spurs, I guess his argument was, see, it wasn't just Jokic. Wemby can't beat him either. And rim protection is not the difference maker. Only to turn around and start speaking good against Wemby because he's playing against SGA in this series. Hey, bro, we call that tank top flip-flops really nothing fancy. I mean, these podcasters will put flip-flops on and go anywhere and think we're not going to recognize them. Dog. Here's more people that support SGA.
For as much hate as a 2-time MVP gets, this guy has a polished game. We weren't saying this about MJ. MJ was going to the free throw line. MJ never complained. He had more technical fouls than SGA. People need to stop. I'm not trying to defend him. but he's not calling these fouls on himself.
Well, first off, I think the audience that's watching that comes from social media is a lot smaller than we think. So it always seems like, oh my goodness, everybody's talking about it. But in my conversations with NBA fans who aren't social media, and most of them are my age or around the vicinity of my age, no, it's not a high topic. Now, does he sell calls sometimes? Absolutely. But so do 287 other players in the NBA sell calls. And quite frankly, it's a strategy to win. And also the other thing, too, when they weren't a championship contender, he was doing the same thing and nobody was complaining about it. They're complaining now because they're winning and they're beating teams. And I think people also don't understand. He drives to the basket more than any other player in the league. That's who he is. Here's a guy that has averaged this year 31 points a game and shot 55% from the field. He's an incredible player. He's got high character. He's a great teammate. I hate the fact that this dominates the conversation about him, because he's one of the truly special players that I've, in my 30 years of covering the NBA, had the privilege to call games of.
Well,
and that was Mike Breen. That's the announcer that say bang. That's Mike Breen saying that. He's been around for a long time and he's seen a lot of good players, man. So like these people are saying, look, man, y'all need to chill. Like you can either listen to people like Reggie Miller and Jamal Crawford and Lou Will and Halliburton, like these professionals is like, dude, like it's only when you're playing against the Thunder when you're trying to get a competitive edge by the gamesmanship off the court, where you can kind of like put a little pressure on the referees to call the game in a way that's more in your favor, right? But after that's over, everybody just be honest and real and like, they good. The Thunder good, SGA is good. I mean, we tried to get them to call the game a certain way, but you know, it is what it is. We lost, you know what I mean? And you know, that's what you mostly hear from these players. Like these dudes really don't believe that he's out there just flopping his way to the finals, man. You can't flop your way to the finals, dog. You can't flop your way to a scoring title. You can't flop your way to an MVP. Like you really got to be like that. Like you really got to be like that. And think about how good you got to be to beat out Jokic in this era where we believe the triple-double is better than winning the finals. Like people think the triple-double is like, if you average a triple-double, give him the MVP, give him the ring. Let's just skip the playoffs, give him a ring, and you can come. You know what? I was about to say something crazy. You can like some of these dudes I think would be a cuck for Jokic because of their triple-double. I think Nick Wright will let Luka clap either him or his dog. I don't know. I mean, I think Nick Wright. I think Nick Wright will let LeBron clap. I think he has let Rich Paul clap. Like this is insane the way these dudes go on these platforms and in the public and really just cape and shake it up and twist and twerk and work and do all these mental gymnastics and freaking verbal judo and lie. Like it's insane how these grown men go out there and do that, dog. I'm like, dude, man, you ain't got no type of backbone. Like you don't value your word. Like the words that come out of your mouth when they leave, when they come in your brain, it's got to be attached to your heart a little bit. Like some people can't say what they don't believe. Like some people brain and their heart is just like a straight line to their mouth. Like, you know, I'm not going to say nothing I don't believe. I got to believe it in my heart to really say it with some conviction. These dudes will go out there with conviction and straight up lie. So these dudes don't dislike the Thunder or SGA because of flopping. That's not it. That's just the only thing they can use to really punch them back. That's what it is. They don't have nothing else. They don't they don't have real tangible things that they can critique SGA on because he's been playing so phenomenally, man. So, I think that's it. I think that's it, man. I did want to have a conversation about the Coach of the Year All NBA. I had it different. And I made my list for first, second, and third team All NBA maybe 2 weeks ago. And I was gonna come on here and show it to y'all before they officially came out just to let y'all know what I had. But I didn't get a chance to do that show. So it came out and mine was a little different. My first team was a little different, and I can explain why. I think the first team that was official was everything was the same except they had Luka in the place of Jaylen Brown. So we're almost a little bit accurate on this one. Here's why I would have had. So I'm looking at the votes now, and they had Luka. He got 91 first place votes out of 100, and 9 second team votes. And Jaylen Brown, his was kind of like 50-50. He had 44 first team and 54 second team, which is weird because that means that almost all 100 of these guys had Luka in the first team. So the difference between who was going to be first or second team was between Jaylen Brown and Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham had 60 first place, 38 second team votes, which is weird. So that means he didn't even get 100 votes. So that means that was 2 voters. So 60, 98. So he had 2 voters who didn't vote for him to make first, second, or third team. And Jaylen Brown, that's 50, that's 90, that's 90. Okay, and he had 2 for third place. Okay, so yeah, Cade didn't even get all 100 voters voting him into first, second, or third team. So that's interesting. But nonetheless, he still made first team. I think deserving for sure. Here's why I would have had Luka on second team instead of Jaylen Brown. Defense, right? If you look at the things that I value, and making a list like this, I think it was so if just like Wemby said, 50% of the game is defense. So if you're gonna give credit to Luka for half of the game, which is offense, and we can even say because he averaged 8 assists and 33 points and led the league in scoring, he got the scoring title. You can say they give him a nod on offense. So you got to give him the nod. If we was giving 5 stars as the most, you would have to give Luka 5 stars as offense and probably Jaylen Brown 4 stars because he also averaged close to 30 points, not 8 or 9 assists, but probably like 5 assists or something like that. So he wasn't too far behind, and he led his team, but he didn't lead the league in scoring and average almost 10 assists, right? So you got to give 5 stars to Luka, 4 stars to Jaylen Brown. But on the other end of the floor, you got to give Jaylen Brown 5 stars on defense, and you got to give Luka 0 stars. So, and even at best, 2 stars. At the very best, give him 2 stars. So that leaves him with 7 stars, and that leaves Jaylen Brown with 9. Then when we talk about winning, he led his team to more wins than Luka did. And he played more games. So Jaylen Brown wins overall. But offensively, Luka wins. But overall, both ends of the floor plus the team success, you got to give it to Jaylen Brown. So I would have had him on first team. I would have had Luka on second team, right? And my second team, the official second team was Jaylen Brown, Kawhi Leonard, Donovan Mitchell, Kevin Durant, and Jalen Brunson. And my official second team was Jamal Murray, Luka, Kevin Durant, Chet Holmgren, and Kawhi Leonard. So who I had different. We already talked about Luka. We got Kawhi at the same. They got Donovan Mitchell. I got Jamal Murray. We both got Kevin Durant, and they got Jalen Brunson instead of Chet Holmgren. You know what? I'm cool with it. I'm cool with. I would put Jalen Brunson over Chet. I would, because Jalen Brunson is a number one leading his team. Chet was not a number one. Kawhi was a number one leading his team. Luka was a number one leading his team. KD was a number one leading his team. And Jamal Murray was a number two, but a number one for a lot of the, Jokic missed 16 games. He was definitely the number one then. So he showed us what he was worth as a number one. So I feel comfortable putting Jamal Murray on second team. So I go ahead and say they got it right with Jalen Brunson over Chet. I would have had Jalen Brunson second team and moved Chet to third. So I'm cool with that. Then their third team was Tyrese Maxey, Jamal Murray, Jalen Johnson, Durant, and Holmgren. I got Durant, I got Maxey. I got Brunson there, but I swapped them with Holmgren. So I got Holmgren there. I don't have Jalen Johnson, and I don't have Jalen Johnson there. I got Melo and Scotty Barnes. I might be tripping with Melo. I might be tripping with Scotty Barnes. I don't know. But I'm comfortable with that. I'm definitely comfortable with that. So that was how I had it. Now when we're talking about coach of the year, they gave it the Boston Celtics coach Joe Mazzulla, who funny enough said he didn't even want it. I don't even like the award. That's what he said, right? A lot of people didn't agree with that. A lot of people thought that you could have gave it to San Antonio's coach, Mitch Johnson. A lot of people feel like you could have gave it to JB over there in Detroit. I think they all three was the finalists. There's an argument you probably could have gave it to OKC's coach, but I think they like to give it to people that's up and coming and not people that's already established. Because we expected that. So coach of the year has turned into what coach has exceeded expectations. And that's what it's turned into. Now, I think that's part of the metric. I don't think that should be the only metric. But it looked like lately the coach who overachieves get more consideration for the award. And Joe Mazzulla definitely overachieved and exceeded expectations, because you have a team that won the finals. You trying to defend your finals. You lose your best player to Achilles in a playoff series where the Knicks is beating the brakes off you, right? So you lose Jason Tatum, and now they started rethinking the future, and it was like, man, we got a superstar that we're paying almost $250 million, a second player that we're paying about the same, and we got a payroll with Porzingis, Al Horford, Drew Holiday, White. Why am I forgetting his name? Why I want to say Devin White. Dang, I forget it. I'm forgetting his name. White getting paid. And you let all those people go. You let Drew Holiday go. You let Porzingis go. You let Al Horford go. You lose Jason Tatum to injury. That's 4 people heavy in your rotation. Porzingis, Al Horford, Drew Holiday, Tatum, all gone. And then you let Cornette go. That's 5 guys. Cornette over there backing up Wemby and San Antonio. That's 5 guys. And everybody was like, yeah, this Boston probably gonna be in the lottery. And they end up being number 2 in the East. So a lot of people look at that like, man, that's a heck of a coaching job, even though it's not the number 1 team in the East like JB Bickerstaff was leading, and it's not the number 1 team in the league like OKC Dominque coach. It's not that, but it's number 2 in the East on a team that was supposed to be like last place almost. So that's impressive, I guess. So I don't mind Missoula winning it, but my vote probably would have been for, Mitch Johnson did a heck of a job, dog. Wemby was in and out of the lineup. They navigate. Come on, they number 2 in the West. They won 60 games. But I get it, man. I don't know, man. I just wish there was a criteria for these awards so we can actually freaking have some type of structure. Like, cause right now it's just the wild, wild West and they just doing anything. But that's it, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for everybody who hit the super chat up. Everybody hit the like button right now. Hit that thumbs up. Hit the share button. Tell everybody about the show. We'll see y'all on Full Panel Friday on this Friday. We might have a finals matchup by then. We'll see. Will they play tomorrow? Yeah, so it could be over tomorrow, or we could be watching the game this weekend, Game 7. So hopefully it's over tomorrow. Hopefully that's what we get. And now it'll just be fun to watch the new fans team up with the Knicks fans. The old Jokic and Luka and LeBron and Laker and Clutch Sports fans. It'd be nice to see them just navigate to the new bandwagon of the Knicks and root against OKC. That's gonna be hilarious. But see y'all on Friday, man. Peace.